Good morning. Welcome to the Premium Public Video Forecast discussion for Friday, April 21st, 2023. Now, kind of a big day here at NY and JPA Weather and our house and whatnot. Yes, we are nearly almost 100% moved in, so that's certainly some good news. And so the weather lab is nearly set up. We have the whiteboard that we're going to be using during the live chat to explain different meteorological functions, and we're going to have the buff kit data here that is now has its own computer and own setup with some data being collected on some interesting observations on the severe weather we've been seeing over the past couple of years and collecting that data. We have the latest observations outside right here, and also we have, of course, our weather data. This is where all the magic is, right here, where all the model data and observations and everything's typed over here, and we're here. We did it. So I'm kind of wearing my Superman shirt just because it feels like an insane amount of work that we're finally done, and after this video, pretty much going to crash because it's all done. So, big day indeed. So by next week, we'll be going back to our regularly scheduled setup here where we'll have a live chat and all that good stuff. So let's talk about the forecast now. We got that out of the way, a little bit of celebration here. Well, it is very interesting over our neck of the woods as we're going to have one heck of a thermal gradient setting up for this afternoon. Right now, we have temperatures in the mid to upper 40s over the northern interior and on Long Island. Over central New Jersey, upper 40s to lower 50s, and you get into your warmer locations down in southern New Jersey where we have temperatures in the lower to mid 50s. So there seems to be a frontal boundary hanging around. Well, there it is, a stationary front. Now this stationary front is going to slowly lift northward as a warm front today, ahead of this very strong cold front that's going to give us some problems by the time we get to tomorrow evening. This frontal boundary will set up a roughly 20 to 25 degree thermal gradient from the coastal plain and Long Island to the Delaware River Valley. For example, Philadelphia, 85. New York City, probably around 71. Long Island, 65. So that's a heck of a thermal gradient setting up for the region. The good news is that today is pretty much dry. And the reason why is that we have this nice upper level ridge here. And that upper level ridge, what it's doing is that it's causing what's called subsidence, sinking air over the region. So when you have this ridge axis like this, that usually means air is sinking. And so as a result, we have dry air at the mid-levels. And when we have that dry air at the mid-levels, you don't really get much in the way of precipitation. So when you take a look at our water vapor satellite picture, you can see pretty impressive upper level lows starting to develop over the Great Lakes, and that's going to be a real pest for us for next week as it starts to evolve. But in the meantime, what it's going to do is going to slowly drive this cold front towards the coast. Now for today, you can see that sinking air starting to take hold. It's going to start to shift over our region, producing scattered cloud cover and that impressive thermal gradient. As this gets closer, this cold front and this upper level trough, what it will do is it will start to support increasing cloud cover tomorrow and then that line of showers and thunderstorms. So let's dive into some of our model data. For today, again, quiet, right? Now tomorrow's where things get interesting. Through most of the day tomorrow, it's going to be pretty nice out. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, scattered cloud cover, not really much in the way of any impacts. Once we get to the evening hours, especially after 6 p.m. over eastern Pennsylvania and 8 p.m. over the rest of the region, you're going to see this trough coming in here, and it's really impressive. Nice little negative tilt here, nice little strong PVA right over Pennsylvania. And as we head towards midnight, that drives right into the Delaware River Valley and towards the New Jersey coast. So we certainly have plenty of strong lifting. But notice the jet streak here. Now, that is impressive. Anywhere between 35 to 60 knots. So you get enough mixing involved here, and well, That's where you get your thunderstorms producing wind gusts over 55 miles per hour and your severe thunderstorms. The other thing that stands out, notice the precipitable water values. The precipitable water values here are very much enhanced, pushing up to about 1.5 to 1.8. Now, what that usually means when we start to see that is that the thunderstorms are able to lift a great amount of moisture from the surface up to the mid-levels. And we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere that can then be used for our thunderstorms, which then tends to support some very heavy downpours and then the support of downburst wind gusts as that air gets mixed down towards the surface. So this kind of caught my eye because you combine that with this signature here, and what you end up with is a line of thunderstorms that for the most part will feature intense heavy downpours, but also the potential for some bowing of the line, which typically means winds crashing towards the surface and then spreading out, supporting the potential for some wind damage with these thunderstorms towards midnight as we move tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. Cape value is not all that impressive here. So this is going to be driven by a mixing process, not so much by the instability involved. Of course, when you have thunderstorms moving through around midnight, it's kind of difficult to get a high instability situation going for you. It's more for the afternoon hours. So clearly these thunderstorms are going to be the primary feature of intense heavy downpours here. Then after that, well, let's shift to our next data set here. Just a second. I love this faster internet. That's beautiful. Okay, so we know we have our upper level low just hanging around the region, right? So this is hanging around. It's not going away anywhere. And this is all part of the polar jet stream and part of the fact that we have the MJO in phases 8 and 1 that supports more of a trough over the eastern United States. Meanwhile, our subtropical jet stream is being more and more enhanced by our developing El Nino, which we're not there yet, but we're definitely heading in the right direction. If you're looking for a strong El Nino, we're definitely moving in that direction for sure. Now, we have an active subtropical jet stream, an active polar jet stream, and that keeps us rather unsettled. And that also keeps the cool air hanging around the region as well. You see that cold air aloft just kind of lingering about. We do get some slow and steady moderation. I mean, after all, we are moving towards May. But you can see that this type of environment and these type of 850 millibar temperatures usually supports temperatures in the 50s and 60s, not so much in the 70s and 80s, which some people might enjoy. Other people may be looking for more of a hot and humid type of weather pattern. Well, it's not going to be this one, that is for sure. So when we take a look at all this data, and we know we have the cold air aloft and we have the upper level low hanging around, that's going to lead to unsettled weather conditions for much of next week as well. So let's dive into some of the data here. Now, let's first drill in on this cold front here. Now, you can see it is approaching tomorrow evening. So this is about 6 p.m. over eastern Pennsylvania. Again, everyone out here generally dry. I can't rule out a few isolated showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm here out ahead of the cold front, but for the most part, tranquil conditions all the way up to 6 p.m. From 6 to 9 p.m., that line of showers and thunderstorms, notice it's moving rather slowly, will finally make it towards the Delaware River. And again, some of these thunderstorms will be capable of some very heavy downpours. So that's something that is going to be a bit of a concern with the potential for flooding. As that cold front moves through from 9 p.m. to midnight, it reaches the Jersey Shore, reaches New York City. Notice the intensity is backed off a bit, but we still have some very heavy rainfall, so definitely watch out for some urban flooding in that scenario here. And then from midnight on through the early morning hours on Sunday, the cold front is exiting the region. Conditions start to improve around New York City. We still have periods of showers and thunderstorms hanging around Connecticut and eastern Long Island, but we start to see some improvement. And by the afternoon, for the most part, sky cloud cover, can't rule out an isolated shower here and there. So that is the way that this cold front is going to be marching through. Not a washout this weekend. In fact, the worst impacts are going to be around midnight, but you're going to have to watch out for some flooding and potentially some wind damage here. So let's march through our forecast for today. Absolutely beautiful, wide range of temperatures. Temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s on Long Island, upper 60s to mid 70s along the coast. And then once you get into the Delaware River Valley, you're talking about upper 70s to mid 80s. Over the interior, mid to upper 70s. It's going to be a wide range of temperatures. So you're definitely, one thing's for sure, at the very least, it's going to be dry today. For tonight into tomorrow morning, scattered cloud cover is expected. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 50s. For tomorrow afternoon, clouds increase but remaining dry until about 6 p.m. Look for high temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s on the immediate coast, lower to mid 70s away from the coast. In the evening hours, showers and thunderstorms start to march from west to east. Most of the region will have the worst impacts after 9 p.m. Again, these thunderstorms will be pretty impressive. By Sunday morning, the cold front starts to clear out of the region with improving conditions from west to east. Look for low temperatures ranging from the mid 40s to lower 50s. On Sunday afternoon, look for scattered cloud cover with temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s. And then the rest of the week, we're going to have this upper level low hanging around the region. And that's going to lead to unsettled conditions hanging around the area and the potential for some isolated showers. Most locations will remain dry next week, but a few of these pesky showers will be capable of a brief heavy downpour. We're talking about 30 minutes or so. That's pretty much the worst of the impacts through next Friday. Temperature-wise, well, we're going to be a bit chilly. Look for the interior to range from the lower to mid 30s. Along the coast, upper 30s to mid 40s. In your urban areas, mid to upper 40s for lows. For high temperatures, upper 40s to mid 50s over the interior, mid 50s to lower 60s along the coast. Of course, your warm spot will be in the Delaware River Valley. So overall, a cool and unsettled week is on the way for next week. That is your forecast discussion for today. I will see you again on Monday, and as always, stay safe out there.